Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery story. So I might forget some things, so that's why I wrote some of the things that happened that day in a paper so I won't forget, because I gave birth like 6.5 months ago. So like I really should have done this video like right after I gave birth, but a lot happened. Okay, so let's get to it. So everything, like I started having contractions, I would say like about 2 weeks before I gave birth. But it wasn't like all the time. It was just like, I don't know, like 3 times a day, five, 5 times a day. And it will mostly happen like when I will lay down or when I will be sitting down for a long time. So for about 2 weeks before I gave birth, I really could not sleep. Like I was barely getting any sleep because every time I would lay down, it would just be so uncomfortable. I would feel like I can't breathe. My belly would get super, super tight, and it was just the most uncomfortable feeling ever. But it was not painful though. Like I would sometimes cry, not because it was painful, but because it was like I could not sleep. Like I was not able to sleep, so like I was frustrated. Okay, so let's get right into the actual story when I got into labor. So it all started September 26th around, I would say, 1 or 2 in the morning, around there. So I was by myself, right? And I was trying to sleep, but I could not sleep. Like, because I kept feeling that, like that uncomfortable feeling. At that time, I really did not know that I was having contractions. Like, it was my first baby. Even though my mom would tell me, oh, you should feel this and that, what I was feeling was not what she was telling me. And I will, like, search up, that's my baby. I would search up, like, how does contractions feel, and every time I would search that up, it will always tell me, oh, it's gonna feel like period cramps but strong. And I was like, oh, so then this is not contractions because it doesn't feel like a period cramp, right? So all that time I really did not think that it was that. so So then I downloaded this app to like time up my contractions, which at the time I didn't think there were, but I just wanted to time them because I kept feeling them like one after another, like that. So I started timing it, but it like at first it was like there was like it was like one would come, and then 3 minutes later another one would come, or 5 minutes later another one would come. So but then it started like going away. So I was like, okay, so this is not contractions, then what is it? And then I just kind of deleted the app. I was like, I'm not going into labor, it's nothing like that. I'm not gonna text my boyfriend, I'm not gonna wake up nobody because this is not labor. So I just tried to go back to sleep, I couldn't. So I just kept bouncing on my little ball just to ease the uncomfortable feeling. And then I wasn't really worried about it because I had an appointment that day, like later on that day. So I was like, I'm gonna just ask my doctor, like, like about what I'm feeling. So I went to my appointment, and the funny thing is that that appointment was supposed to be on a Tuesday, but they canceled my appointment and they put it to be on a Thursday. So I went to my appointment, and then once I got into the little room, I told him, I was like, I'm really having an uncomfortable feeling, which makes my belly to be like super, super tight, and I get like this two like big bumps on my belly, like, you know. And when I told him that, he was like, oh, that's probably contractions. And then when he went to go touch my belly, he was like, oh, you having a contraction right now. And I was surprised because like all this time I didn't think there were contractions. So yeah, so then he's like, oh, do you want me to check you to see if you're dilated, since like my due date was 28 and that day was 26. So he went and checked, and right when he went to check if I was dilated, he told me, he was like, oh, you're already 14 centimeters dilated, which I was in shock because I really did not think that I was going to give birth even on my due date. Like, I thought that I was going to pass my due date because all this time I thought that I was not having any contractions or nothing. Like, so I was like, if I'm not feeling anything, like, I'm not going to give birth anytime soon. And the last time that they had checked me, it was when I first turned 9 months. I was like about 36 weeks. They checked me and I was not dilated at all. So I was in shock. Like, I looked at my boyfriend and then I just started crying because I was so excited, but not like crying a lot, just like, like super excited. And then the doctor tells me, oh, like, you should go to the hospital right now because you're probably going to give birth tonight or Friday morning. So I got out of there, and then I went to my house, and then I told my mom, oh, like, they told me to go to the hospital because, I'm ready to have this baby. So I took a quick shower, like, try to do everything fast because I didn't know if I was going to give birth in like the next 20 minutes. So I just got ready. I took my hospital bag and my baby's hospital bag, and on our way to the hospital, we stopped and grabbed some McDonald's, like, just to the drive-through, just something quick, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to eat once I was in the hospital. Which I was so excited that I barely even ate my food, which I regretted it because I was starving while I was at the hospital. So, okay, so then I went to the hospital. It was around, I would say, 5 something, I think. Yeah, it was around that time. So when I went over there, like, they asked me some questions, and then they put me to this little room where they're gonna put the monitors. I think it's called monitors. I don't know. They put that on my belly, and then they only had one person to come with me. So I went over there, and then she's just asking me questions, and then she's telling me, like, from 1 to 10, how strong or how painful are my contractions, which they were never painful like that. They were just like really uncomfortable. So, and then when she goes and checks me to see if I'm dilated enough to be able to get moved into the delivery room, I said that weird, whatever. So yeah, so when she goes and checks me, I'm 6 centimeters dilated, which was good because that meant that I was gonna be able to stay in the hospital. So at that point, I was dilating pretty fast. So they're telling me that they're gonna move me to the other room, and then before that, I went to the bathroom, and then when I finished, I noticed that there was like some kind of like pinkish, reddish blood, I think. I don't think it was really blood, but yeah, I saw the nurse there, and she was like, oh, that's normal, that's just your mucus plug, you know. So then we went to the other room, and then my mom came to the room, and then I told him, oh, like, I want my epidural, you know, because, like, it wasn't, I didn't get it for my contractions, because, as I said, they weren't bad, but I got it just because I was scared to feel like the pain of giving birth, which is stupid, because that's normal. But I was really scared at that moment. I was like, I don't want to feel any pain. Like, I do not. So I got it, which was the worst decision ever to get there. Because the process was super long and it was painful for me. Like, I know a lot of people like be saying, oh, like it don't even hurt, like you don't even feel it, like you just feel like a little pinch and that's it. For me it was super painful because it just felt like all this hot burning liquid going through like my back, like it was strong, like going through my back. And it was like I couldn't move, like I wanted to move because like I feel pain in my back, like, but I could not. So after all that long process, like I thought I was done, right? No, he tells me, oh, we're gonna have to do it again because it hit a blood vessel. At that moment, I just wanted to cry because I was like, oh my God, like go through all that again? Like I just wanted to tell him, no, never mind. But I was like, I didn't even say anything. I was like, okay. So he goes and puts it again, which is 10 times more painful. Like, I don't know why it was so painful to me. Like, I really don't know why. So it was like super painful. And then, like, I just started grabbing on the nurse that was in front of me. I just started grabbing so hard on her, just looking down. And I almost started crying. Like, I don't actually remember if I did cry. I don't know. But I knew that I really wanted to cry. So when everything's done, like they leave the room and I just start shaking. They said that's normal for, getting the epidural. So I really started shaking. I just started crying. Because all that pain, like I never felt that pain before. So I just started crying. But then I got calm, and the epidural actually worked really fast for me. Like I would say after 5 to 10 minutes, I didn't feel any contractions anymore. So, that was good. Okay, let me see my notes real quick. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. So yeah, like after that I was fine, and then I felt like a little nauseous. I believe I threw up like once or twice, but it wasn't anything like a lot because I didn't have anything else on my stomach, so it was just liquid. So okay, so then after that they didn't check me until about 2 hours later. They checked me and they saw that I was like about 7 centimeters dilated. So they realized that the epidural was slowing my, like it was slowing my, like the baby coming out. So like it was like slowing the cervix opening. So that was also another bad thing that I got from the epidural. And then they decided to just break my water because like my water haven't break, and they had to break it to see if that's gonna make my labor even faster, because it was slowing down. So they broke my water. It just felt like super an uncomfortable feeling. Like I just felt like, oh, what? Like it felt dirty. Like I wanted to get up and take a shower, but I couldn't. So after they broke my water, they told me that might like make it go faster, you know. And then, okay, after that, like time passed, and then they decided to put, I believe it's called Pitocin. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they put that on my IV just to like make my contractions come strong, you know, like make my cervix open. So they put that, and then after a while, I started feeling like tightening, like on only one side of my belly. So on the left side, I started feeling like my belly getting really tight. So it was like really uncomfortable. I couldn't lay on that side anymore. And then I told my nurse, you know, like I'm feeling, you know, something in there. I shouldn't feel anything because I had the epidural. She's like, oh, just push the button so more epidural could go into your body. So I did that. Nothing was happening. You know, like it was like the epidural was just water because nothing was happening. And then I realized that I started feeling that I started moving my feet, you know, like, which that shouldn't happen because not that long ago I had gotten the epidural, like, and it's the epidural started like going away, like it started wearing off. And that kind of started scaring me because I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna feel the pain when I give birth. So I started pushing the button more. Nothing was happening. So at the time I could feel everything. I couldn't feel the other side of my belly, but I could feel the left side of my belly. I could feel like my legs. I couldn't move them like completely, but I could move them and stuff like that. So at that moment I started feeling everything back again. So around, let me see. So I would say around 2 or 3 in the morning, I started feeling like a lot of pressure down there, like a lot, to the point that I really thought that I needed to go to the bathroom. So I called my doctor, and I told her, I was like, I really need to go to the bathroom, like right now. And she was like, oh, you can't. That's the baby. That's the baby's head pushing down. And I told her, you know, like, but I really feel like I need to go to the bathroom. And she was like, no, that's a baby. I must check you to see how dilated are you. And she checked me, and I don't remember if I was I think I was 9 centimeters dilated. Yeah, I think I was about 9. And then she's like, oh, you know, like, I'm gonna just come in another hour and check you. And I don't believe it even passed another hour because I remember I had to push the button for her to come. I remember I had to push the button for her to come. So I believe it was about like half an hour later that I was like, I really can't hold it. Like this pressure just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Like I feel like I need a push. So she comes in, I tell her that, she checks me, she's like, oh yeah, you're ready to push. You're 10 centimeters dilated. She told me that. I was super excited. I was ready to push because that feeling is like, it feels like you really, really, really need to go to the bathroom. Like you just want to let it all out. But it's not that, you know, it's not poop or anything. It's just the baby. So, you know, like she's like, oh, like put your legs like this. Like she's like telling me like how to push, how like where to put my legs and stuff like that. She told me to hold my legs like that. So I started pushing, and I would say I started pushing about, it was like about 4 something, about like 4:30 something. I started pushing. And then, you know, like she's telling me only push when you see that, you know, like you having a contraction. So I was only allowed to push when I was having a contraction. Like when I wasn't having one, I was not allowed to push. So I started pushing, and then she's like telling me, okay, stop now. Like take a break. But I could not take a break. Like I just kept telling them, I need to push, I need to push. So I just kept getting back, like getting my legs back up and like trying to push. And I remember all I kept saying was, I need to push. That's all I kept saying, like, while, I was pushing. Because it just was a lot of pressure down there. So, so then I'm pushing, and then I'm starting to feel like this, like, burning feeling, because the baby's head was like coming out. So down there was like getting like ripping, because the baby's head was like coming out. So I'm starting feeling like this burning feeling, because like it's tearing down there. So I start feeling that, and then I'm like saying, like, it hurts, it hurts. And then they just telling me like, push, push, push. And then like, what's wrong, mama? What happened? Come here, come here, come here. So I started pushing, and then like right when she came out, I gave like a little scream. Like it wasn't something like, oh my god, but it was like a scream, because it hurt. Right when like she came out, it just felt like everything just ripped down there. So I gave that scream. She came out. What happened, mama? She came out, and I just went back, because I felt like, like this relief feeling. And then my body kind of got into a shock that I was just like so out of it. Like I just laid back and like barely had my eyes open. I barely even saw my baby coming out. I just remember like when she first came out, I just remember seeing her big cheeks, and that's it. I don't remember anything else. I don't remember my boyfriend cutting her umbilical cord, nothing like that. I was so out of it. Like I really wish that I was more focused on it, but I can't control my body. Like my body has been through all that pain that it was just in shock. I felt so weak. Like I just remember whispering like, I feel so weak, I feel so weak. Just saying that. Like I'm surprised I didn't pass out, because I felt so weak. Like I was just gonna close my eyes and now wake up for a little bit. So then they put my baby on top of me, and then I kind of started gaining my energy back, because it's my baby. So I looking at her, she was crying. I started like telling her like, it's okay, baby, don't cry, it's okay, mommy, telling her that. She was just the most beautiful thing ever, the most beautiful baby ever. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys at what time she was born. She was born at 4:53 in the morning, September 28th. So it was on a Friday. So it was the most amazing experience ever. Like I would do it 100 times over for her, because even though it was the most painful experience ever, because not only did the epidural was super painful for me, but it was a big fail. Like it couldn't have done something bad to my body, because it hit my blood vessel, then it just completely, the epidural just completely got out of my body about like 2 to 3 hours later that I got it. So by the time that it was time for me to give birth, it's just, I felt everything. Like when I'm telling you everything, every single thing I felt. So I had my baby and it's telling me, oh, like you did tear, because you know it's your first baby, but to be your first baby, you had a normal tear. You know, you didn't have anything super, you know, extreme or nothing like that. So they like the first thing I asked them was, is it gonna hurt? And then they was like, no, just gonna probably feel like a little pinch. You know, it's always a little pinch. That's it. You're not supposed to feel any like pulling or nothing like that. I'm like, okay. That was the biggest lie, because they probably with if the epidural was actually doing its job, I was probably not gonna be able to feel it. But since I felt everything, it was like if I didn't have no epidural at all, I felt every little pull, them stitching me, I felt it. Ugh, it was so, I was like, what else? Like, can I just stop this pain? Like, what else? Like, come on. I just felt it, everything, every single thing. But I was trying to not focus on it because I had my baby on top of me. I tried to focus on her, so I won't focus on that pulling, pain, and stuff like that. That pinch, pulling, pinch, pulling. So yeah. After that, I was just focusing on my baby. Everything was fine, you know. And yeah, like that's my labor story. I really wanted to like record me giving birth, just so I would have it as a memory and stuff like that. I do have like a small little video when she was born, but I can't post it. It was, you could see everything. So yeah. But if I do find some pictures from when I gave birth, I will post them. If not, then you know. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. Oh, and my baby, she was 7.13 pounds. I think she was about 21 inches long. I don't really remember. But yeah. So hope you guys, yeah, I'm done. Hope you guys like this video. So